Now, one of the biggest misconceptions I see from students is around, in logical reasoning, necessary versus sufficient assumption questions. Do you feel like you have a good handle on that? No?
I
Okay.
think I don't know. I don't know. I think I do, but I don't think I'm not really good at them. Those are not.
Oh, okay. Well, would you mind just explaining to me your understanding of each type?
Yeah, so there are two types. One is how my instructor taught me is one is missing assumption, and the other one is just okay, forgot. Because I
Okay.
haven't touched the LSAT in like 2 months. Shit. The other, so basically, one of them involves a lot of conditional logic. And my instructor told me that basically every time you see a conditional logic, you want to pull the logic out, and uh, and then basically you want to fill in the answer choices, whatever one you're going to pick. You're going to plug that back in, and if it fills the gap between basically the premises and the conclusion, if you can, and you plug that thing in the middle, and if it connects the premises and the conclusion all together, then that's the answer. And for missing assumption, basically the strategy was that you read the intro passage, and then you go through the answer choices, and then you negate them, and then you plug them back in, and if it goes back and negate any part of the intro passage, then that's the answer.
Okay, so just to be clear, the one with conditional statements where you're plugging it in, that's the sufficient assumption, right?
Yeah.
It is. Oh, yeah. Okay. So sufficient assumption questions, as you said, they do lend themselves to formal logic and diagramming, where you're laying out conditional statements a lot of the time. You could diagram evidence conditionals, conclusion conditionals, and then you could propose a new conditional statement in the form of a sufficient assumption. And that sufficient assumption, when combined with the evidence, will guarantee the conclusion 100%, leaving no ambiguity at all.
Yeah.
So sufficient assumption, you view the answer choices as new information. Again, when combined with the evidence, they guarantee the conclusion. Alternatively, necessary assumption questions, what you were referring to as missing assumption, which I don't love that phrase, by the way. I think it's a little bit confusing in certain regards because all assumptions are missing in a sense. But a necessary assumption is basically asking you for something that was implicit in the argument already and was required by the argument. So I think of these as a very specific kind of must be true question. And as you said, negation does work. The correct answer choice, when negated, will destroy the argument because it is required by the argument in order for the argument to work. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.